Hello everybody and welcome to another video from Old 83. Remember those seedlings I showed you in a previous video? Look at them now! And welcome in again. If you recall my previous video on seed starting, I'll post a link up here or in the card and you can check that out if you need a refresher. But I took some seeds from last year that I harvested from tomatoes, cucumbers, and I went ahead and planted them. I showed you how to start them as seedlings, and today I'm going to talk to you about how I got them to this point. If you look at this plant from end to end is, my goodness, it's probably a good 5 feet wide, and it has just exploded. It's actually two plants, I'm sorry, but these two plants have gotten a ton of fruit out of them. I'll show you that in a second. As you can see, there's plenty of tomatoes that are getting ready to be harvested, but the results have been excellent. Let me show you a couple other plants. And here are two more tomato plants. As you can see, they're growing really high. They've actually grown so much they've fallen over and spilled out onto the grass, and now they are climbing up towards the little roof there of my outbuilding again. And it's another 5 feet away. And over here are cucumber plants that I planted. They have done very well as well. And real quick about how I got these to this point, you can see the cucumber has just exploded as well. It's grown really well. And what I did was I put 3 stakes in the ground and connected them with string, and that allowed it to climb up. So that's how you want that to grow. I prefer it to grow vertically than out into my yard. And the tomato, like I said, is just doing awesome. Now, these plants were started from seedlings, and how you do that is you take them out from the seed trays and then you plant them in smaller pots and you let them grow a little bit, get established. Once they're established, you want to start hardening off. And really that is just a fancy term for getting them ready to be outside. So first day you set them out for an hour in the sun, in the shade, and then you gradually give them more time outside and more sun until they're pretty much able to be out overnight with no damage. You obviously don't want a frost to come and kill them, but once they're ready, once they're fully hardened off, then you go ahead and plant them in the ground. Make sure they're spaced properly. Different plants have different spacings that they need, and then you can go ahead and get them planted and started. And just as the little quick peek here is the type of harvest you can expect, I mean, this thing is just loaded with tomatoes. These are a cherry tomato. I think they're called a midnight cherry tomato because they have that brown spot. I'll show you a close-up in a second, but there are just buds and little bitty ones everywhere, and I'm gonna have more tomatoes than I can shake a stick at. So really encouraging, and it's really cool to be able to do this on my own. And as you can see, I was not kidding about a great harvest so far. These are the cherry tomatoes. I think I looked them up online, and they're like a midnight variety. You can see how they're really dark on the top and then they're red around the bottom. So they're a cherry tomato midnight variety, I believe. I may be wrong, but that seems to be what they are. I have 2 whole bowlfuls of tomatoes, and I have another one that we've already eaten. And up here we have some cucumber seeds that I'm wet harvesting. I had probably about 15 fruits off of the 2 plants of cucumber, and they've done very well. Given a lot of those away. I don't love cucumbers, and we've wanted to try pickling. We just haven't gotten around to that yet, so making sure people get some good use out of that fruit. And when I say wet harvesting, you can see here, I put these in here yesterday, and it's really just a sludge. So what you do is you harvest all the seeds and you put them in a bowl and you just let it sit for like 5 days. That allows it to ferment, and what happens is it's like a mucus or some sort of membrane around each seed, and it helps that to break down so you can get the seeds out of it so they're easier to plant. And once I'm done letting those ferment, I will put it in a bowl full of water and I'll scoop off the nasty mess off the top, and all the good seeds will float to the bottom. Then I'll let those seeds dry out and I will store them for the winter. Here I have some more seeds. These are from bell peppers, so I'm going to try and save those and start those next year. And then also over here we have, I'll go over the spinach first. I did 3 spinach plants this year, just kind of as an experiment, and they turned out very, very well. I got probably 2 or 3 salads out of those, and I'm going to plant some more here. And I was also able to get some seeds. Hopefully kind of see those. They're really tiny. You can hardly see them, but they're real tiny, and I'll plant those, see if I can get those to work. I also was able to get some onion seeds. We had a random onion plant go ahead and decide to sprout in my yard. I don't know if the previous owner here did it or not, but I'm gonna plant these and see if I can get some onions out of them for next year. So there is just a quick update on the tomato plant. Here's another angle of it. You can see all the fruit just hanging off of it, these dark spots. And over here you can also see the onion plant that I was able to get some seeds off of. So that should be awesome for next year, and I will keep you guys updated. Really, the reason I'm doing this is so that I can hopefully be a little more self-sustaining. It's also a fun experiment, and hopefully it'll lower my grocery bills more than anything. But I'm enjoying it, and I would encourage you guys to go ahead and try it, because it is a great way to, like I said, reduce bills. And if something bad ever happens, if there's food shortages that actually come to fruition that people are predicting, well, this is a great way to avoid that. Well, thanks again for tuning in to Old 83, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.